Shark Media.
From Washington, D.C., where one should dress nice before arguing with your wife, this is Ballot.
That's right, and remember this number about me for later. 14. Let's hit this. I'm Patrick Gutfield, and Vice President JD Vance had to go online this week to clarify that a viral photo of him apparently screaming at his wife in a restaurant was fake. The image was AI generated. We've reached the point where the vice president has to issue statements denying fights that never happened in restaurants he was never in. His response: I always wear an undershirt when I go out in public to have a fight loudly with my wife. That's how you know it's fake. The dress code was wrong. Not, I wasn't there, or that's not me. No, the problem is he'd never yell at his wife while wearing a t-shirt. He has standards. The photo was shared by a Facebook influencer who describes himself as someone who busts Republicans' dumbasses on the daily. That's his bio. He's made fighting with strangers on the internet his entire personality. And when confronted about spreading a fake image, he said it is impossible to discern when the boy who cried wolf is lying and telling the truth. That's not a defense. That's just admitting you don't care if things are real. Online AI detectors found the image was likely fabricated. We need AI to detect AI now. It's artificial intelligence checking artificial intelligence's homework. This isn't even the first time Vance has had to defend his marriage. In October, he said he hopes his Hindu wife eventually converts to Christianity, which went over exactly as well as you'd think. Then Usha was spotted without her wedding ring, and the internet lost its mind. Vance's explanation? She forgot it when they were rushing to the White House. She actually said, if I don't go back and get them, there's going to be some ridiculous psycho who talks about it on social media. And he told her not to bother. So she predicted the conspiracy theories. He ignored her warning, and then the conspiracy theories happened exactly as predicted. That's not getting ahead of a story. That's just choosing to lose. Vance says they get a kick out of it and thought the whole viral social media cycle was kind of funny. Sure, nothing says we're having fun, like the Vice President of the United States needing to tweet that a photo of him fighting with his wife is fake because the shirt is wrong. The couple has been married since 2014 and has 3 kids. They're dealing with fake photos, religious conversion speculation, and missing wedding ring theories. Most couples argue about whose turn it is to do the dishes. These two have to worry about AI creating evidence of arguments that never happened. Welcome to modern politics, where the scandals aren't real, but the denials have to be. The vice president's family just revealed their holiday decorating secrets. And apparently 5-year-old Vivek Vance requested a really skinny tree with bare spots that leaned. The kid literally asked for a Charlie Brown Christmas tree. Most children want presents under the tree. This one wants the tree itself to look depressed. And they actually got him one. There's now a sad little tree upstairs at the Naval Observatory, while the nice trees are downstairs for the guests. The Vances are running a 2-tier Christmas system: Instagram trees for visitors, existential crisis tree for the family. Meanwhile, their 8-year-old son has been going around telling his classmates that Santa isn't real. He's like the world's smallest atheist missionary. The good news is the other kids basically argued him down, so his truth-telling crusade failed. Nothing says holiday spirit like 3rd graders defending Santa Claus through peer pressure. And now 5-year-old Vivek has basically figured it out because his brother has a big mouth. Only the 3-year-old still believes. She's the last believer in a household where Christmas magic goes to die one sibling at a time. Second Lady Usha Vance says their kids were a little bit obsessed with The Nightmare Before Christmas, which she describes as a little bit deranged. That's the Tim Burton movie where the Halloween guy kidnaps Santa. So the vice president's children went from watching skeletal figures terrorize Christmas to requesting depressed trees. The trajectory checks out. The family cut down their own tree in Lexington, Kentucky, because apparently buying a sad tree isn't authentic enough. You have to murder your own sad tree. Vice President JD Vance gave a speech at a Christmas party this week where he told a story about President Trump stopping an important Oval Office meeting to discuss everyone's shoe sizes. Because nothing says leader of the free world like interrupting national security briefings to talk about footwear. According to Vance, They were discussing something really, really important when Trump suddenly announced there was something much more important: shoes. The President of the United States looked over the Resolute Desk, the desk where Kennedy managed the Cuban Missile Crisis. Then Trump pulled out a shoe catalog. The President keeps a shoe catalog in the Oval Office. That's a thing that exists now. Trump promised to gift everyone 4 pairs of shoes, so he asked for their sizes. Marco Rubio said 11.5. Vance said 13. Then an unnamed politician, who Vance wouldn't embarrass by naming, even though he's literally about to embarrass him, said 7. 7. That's when Trump kind of leans back in his chair and says, "You know you can tell a lot about a man by his shoe size." The president made a dick joke in the Oval Office about a colleague based on shoe size. Vance then looked at his wife, Second Lady Usha Vance, and said, "We won't ask the Second Lady for comment on that particular topic." He made his wife part of the punchline at a Christmas party. "Merry Christmas, honey. I just implied things about my anatomy to a room full of strangers while you stood next to me." The whole story is unhinged. They were supposed to be discussing something important, but instead Trump turned it into a shoe intervention, followed by anatomical speculation. And Vance told this story like it was charming. People ask me what it's like to be vice president. Well, apparently it involves your boss critiquing your footwear and then making penis jokes about a colleague who wears size 7 shoes. The best part? This isn't even Trump's first time with this material. Back in 2016, Marco Rubio suggested Trump had small hands, and Trump responded at a debate by saying, "I guarantee you there's no problem. I guarantee." The man defended his manhood during a presidential debate, and now he's president again. Still doing the same bit, except this time he's using shoe sizes as the setup. Rubio, by the way, is now Secretary of State. The guy who mocked Trump's hands is now into the cabinet, getting his shoes insulted. That's either forgiveness or the world's longest revenge arc. And somewhere out there is a politician who wears size 7 shoes, knowing the vice president told hundreds of people at a Christmas party that the president thinks his penis is small. That guy is having a rough December. Portions of today's show were made with the help of AI.